The Hangout on Air is live. Hey, everybody. Hi, Tom Coleman here. And we have the wonderful and lovely Arizona Low and Catherine, is that you? Catherine, how are you?
I'm good, Tom. How are you?
I'm better.
Right.
I get just better every day. But we're going to talk. We're going to talk today a little bit about two things. We're going to do two things for you. We're going to review some targeting stuff for Facebook ads, and we're going to show you how to put. One of the things that you can do on Facebook if you're running ads, you can run it to your blog and you can run it to different places. And we're going to show you how to put the pixel into the head of your blog so you can capture email addresses from Facebook and retarget them. How cool is that? So Arizona Low is going to do that. And if we have anybody out there that wants to make comments, we've got comment tracker going, and Catherine is ramrodding that for us. So hello and welcome, everybody. Yay!
Here's one for Arizona. Here's one from Tom. And you can watch on mobile devices. And if anyone's watching on the mobile devices, is this the one that goes to YouTube, Arizona?
It is.
Yep, it is.
And then Arizona's running the comment tracker from the mobile devices. So we're all up in the, technology department running comments. So feel free.
Pipe up. Join in.
Join the conversation.
Yeah. And I'm going to review we talked about, if you saw the last show, talked about we were targeting some things, and we were setting up some ads. And I think, what did we end up? Do you remember, what did we end up targeting? 1,000 people or 3,000 people, or what did we end up targeting?
I think it was a little over 3,000. You said our goal was for 3,000.
Okay. Well, I mean, here's basically just a short and sweet, and we're going to get into some detail today about targeting, because targeting is really where your money's at. But just short and sweet, that the more precise you can be on your target with your offer, the lower your costs are going to be and your higher your profits are going to be. That's a general true statement. Okay, so but in running some test ads and stuff this past week, what I was looking at, I was breaking up some ads and targeting specific things, and I think you may be a little better off maybe starting with around 10,000, or as long as your Facebook has this little bar and it'll show you a green, if you're in the green. So I guess if you hit in the green, you're probably okay. But in general, though, you want to target it down as close as you can get it. And we're going to talk about how you can duplicate audiences and how you can do some audiences and how you can segment audiences and how you can do some different things. And that's all part of your targeting. So we're going to talk about a little bit of that today. But I hope that's helpful for you, because if you start with 1,000 people, I think that's going to bring you down through. That's going to be too low for you, and 3,000 may be a little low too, depending on how you're breaking out your stuff. So you may need more, but you don't want 20 million people, I don't think, unless you're running really big numbers for something. So you're selling $1 million product or something. But anyway,
we'd all like to.
There's Dustin.
Well, there is something to be said about what we're training people to do. I saw an ad on one of the websites that I went to where larger companies are looking for social media strategists that know about Facebook marketing, YouTube marketing, Twitter marketing, that type of marketing. So what you're talking about doing here, if someone wants to work for a larger company and they know how to do this for themselves or for a smaller company, they could apply for larger companies and say, look, I know how to do this. I've run Facebook ads for myself, because they wanted in their description, what have you done? So say you are running something for yourself, but maybe you do want to go work for a larger company because you need, health benefits, you want this, you want that, and you need this other stuff on the side just while you're getting your business up and running. I don't know why you'd want to, but maybe you do. It might just be in a short-term plan. It's something that, could be, you just put it out there. I did see that. So what you're teaching here, could be applicable to someone running a really large campaign.
Well, and the target really, that's true too. That's absolutely true. But the target for this is really kind of individual entrepreneurs and smaller companies. But anybody can take this and use it to profit for themselves and or to what you said. If you get really good at this, you're going to be able to manage all kinds of clients and do all kinds of things for people. And there's a lot of money in that too. So that's absolutely true. So cool. Where are we now? Hello. Arizona?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you want to start with the pixel? We want to show them how to do a pixel, and we'll talk a little bit about targeting.
Sure. You're probably going to walk me. I know how to go on the WordPress blog and set it up, but you may have to walk me back through how to grab it.
Okay, that'll be fun.
Okay. Let me turn off my camera.
Okay.
And do a screen share.
We'll watch Catherine for a minute. Hey, Catherine, how are you? Oh, yeah. There we go. And Arizona's pulling up her screen. Let's see what we got. There we go. It's coming. Cool. All right.
There we go.
Cool. Oh, I like that. Naomi Fisher Flores. Good job, Naomi.
Oh, Norma. She's wonderful.
Norma. I'm sorry.
Norma. Oh, that's okay.
I like the post, though.
The most wonderful places to be in the world are in someone's thoughts, someone's prayers, and in someone's heart.
There you go. Bingo.
I totally agree. All right, so we're going to go to Ads Manager, I'm sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see. I guess let's go to audiences. I don't know where it is right off the bat.
Audiences?
Yeah, let's go down there and take a look. Now it's going to be, if you go into, are you running an ad now?
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Okay, well, you can, if you go onto one of your ad sets, it'll go down, and it's down at the bottom. I don't know if it'll show up though if you've got your ad set already set up. Let me do this real quick. While you're doing that, look for it. Let me do this real quick.
Woohoo, I got 345 leads last week.
Sweet.
That's a change. I found it.
See? It's working.
It is.
Yep.
If you go to conversion tracking.
Yep.
And go look at the ads that you have and hit actions and then
there you go.
Share pixel.
There you go.
What's my ad account ID?
You don't have to do that. You create the pixel. See where it says create pixel? Did you click on that? Just hit cancel
I hit
on
share.
That.
Okay.
See where you say that's where you create it. You
Yeah.
create it. And what is this type of action that you want to measure? And then this is where you pick.
Do we want to measure leads? Do we want to measure page views?
Well, it depends on where you're going, because you can measure blog traffic. You can measure it going to your blog. You can measure it going to your after you've opted in. You can measure it going to your sales page. You can measure it going to, you can stick it anywhere basically.
I think we'll keep it at leads.
We're just going to show them how to drive traffic to their to build an audience by driving traffic to their blog post and capturing the email address like that. But we'll just it'll show you how to put the pixel in the head of your blog post.
Okay, so we hit create pixel from there.
Yep.
And
there it is.
All the gobbledygook code.
Yep, you just copy that.
And there's two ways. I mean, one thing, you can hit Control A. You should be able to hit Control A and it copy everything in here. Yeah, and then Control C to copy it. Or you can right click and copy. So now I imagine you want me to go on my website.
Yeah, sure, about your website. It's a good website.
It needs some work. But, websites are very organic. They always need work.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
It's a good thing people have you to work on them for them.
That is true. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay, now I'm going to go down here.
Yeah, and while you're doing this, let me just say one thing too, because different different themes, there's different ways to put them in there. Sometimes you go through the appearance settings.
Right. Well, it's appearance editor, which is where I'm going to go.
Yeah, and some of the themes though, they'll have a if you go down in your audience, they'll have a head tag. It'll have a header setting there, and you just click on that and just pop it right in there, and that's real easy to do. But she's running a network too, so she's got to go into some different places. Yeah. So if you've got a theme, one of the things that you can do is look down. I think it's in appearances and it's in settings, and it should say header right in there. And if it does, you're in luck, and you can just pop it right in. Otherwise, you got to do this.
Right, and on most themes it would be appearance editor, theme editor.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a little bit different with a network, and then they separate themes totally different. So you would go to appearance and then theme editor. And you want to find your header file, which is nicely labeled header, and it's header.php.
Yep.
And I'm not going to stick this in because
just show.
I already have it.
Tell them what you're looking, where you start from and where you end from, because it's kind of hard to see.
Oh, okay. You want to put it anywhere in between the head tags. So you'll see a tag that says head, and you'll see the corresponding in head.
And that's what it says, right? So you put them between those two markers. Is that correct? Okay.
Anywhere in between those two markers. And I usually put it right before the slash head, which is the end, where you end it.
Okay.
And then once you do that, you just update file, and you're cool to go.
Cool. So that's how you put it in your header tag.
That's it.
And if you've got a place, though, that says header, it's real simple. You just open it up and stick it in there. That's what mine was.
Well, personally, I
had to find it for a second. Huh? Oh yeah, well you're a lot more technical. You're a lot more technical than I am. I'm not technical. But okay, so we're gonna revisit targeting, because the money is really in your targeting. And let's see, how do we want to do this? Do we want to just talk about it, or do we want to actually kind of put it on a document and show the document and do that? You want to do it that way?
Sure, we could do it that way.
That'll be kind of fun. Let me see if I can set it up real quick. So I'm going to go do, there we go. Let's see. All right. Am I still live? What happened? Okay. Y'all keep talking, because otherwise I'm not seeing it. So I thought I dropped off, because if I hog up some resources, it'll just go blank and I won't even know I'm gone.
Well, you're still live.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me I'm gonna send this to you, Arizona.
Okay.
Boom. There you go. I just sent it to you.
Thank you.
And let me know when you got it. We'll share it. And let me get you on the screen.
You sent it to me
You're on
via
the screen.
email?
I kept it on your screen. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you grab it?
I can in just a second.
All right.
I think I had actually closed everything down because of
I'm sorry.
trying to save resources.
Yeah, I know. This may be fun. It's live. It's live, folks. It's live TV. So we may crash and burn, but I think everything's going to go great. We're going to have a lot of fun, and I'm going to show you how to think about some things and how to narrow it down, because the money really is in the targeting. And I don't know if we can get through it all today. We probably can't, but we're going to get through a lot of it. And we're just going to talk about it. Okay, so feel free to ask questions. The comment tracker is working, so just write a comment anywhere, and we'll take care of that. So, were you able to find it?
Yep, I've got it, and I am opening it.
Okay. Well, when you share it, I'm just going to leave it on. Just let me know. Let's see. I'll wait until you're there, and then we'll start working on it.
Thank you. It's slowly opening. You
Okay.
wouldn't expect Google Docs to be this slow.
Well,
Okay,
it's a resource. It's a resource thing, I think, is what it is. So.
Okay, it's open.
You got to share it.
Really?
I'm gonna write on it live. Yeah.
How do I share it? Oh, share my screen.
Yeah. Share your screen.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And y'all get to watch. Hey, y'all get to watch me type. This is gonna be fun. Okay, there we are.
You got it?
It's coming. We got your yellow rose.
Yeah, there we go. Now I can get it up there. There you go.
Cool. Okay, number one. It takes. Whoops. We're going. Uh-oh. I gotta. Let's see. Well, you learn something new every day.
It didn't work.
Oh, hang on. I'm trying to type on the wrong thing. Here we go. Number one, takes a little time. And you're going to see why in just a minute, because basically, let's see, Arizona low, there you are.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get this in a little bit bigger. Let's do 18, and let's do, there we go.
And would you like me to do the type-in, Tom?
Let's see how this goes for a minute.
Okay.
But this is where the money is made, because and you know, I'm going to mess up on some typing, but can you hear me while I'm typing?
Mm-hmm.
Can. Okay. The targeting equals money.
Okay, so I have a question.
Sure.
Do you guys have any questions for me or anything? Because I'm, just feeling a little left out here. I'm just watching you guys. I don't know what, you need from me, because I'm really just kind of watching you, and I understand, but I know you're just explaining what's going on, but I need to know.
Here's what I want you to do.
What do you want me to do?
If when we start getting into this, we're not into it far enough yet, but if you see anything that you don't understand or you have a question about, ask.
Okay.
Because that is very helpful to everybody.
Okay.
And then anybody who's out there who's commenting on stuff, bring that stuff up too. Okay? Will that work? Will that work?
Yeah, no, that works. I'm just, wondering what's going on.
Okay.
Okay.
And basically, I'm just going to do a quick overview, because number one and the most profitable thing to target is your fans. Okay, so that's where you want to start with, and to do that, you want to build your fan base. So you want to be running build your fan base. So you want to be running like ads pretty much all the time.
All right.
Okay.
So I have a comment
Yeah.
and I don't understand it exactly, but
Okay.
Tim Longwell
Yep.
said something about turning off showcase and applause apps.
Yeah, commenting doesn't work very well as long as showcase and applause apps are on. The best way to, and question and answer as well, the best way to have comment tracker on is to have all of those turned off.
So,
but I think that has to be done at the time, and Tim may be able to correct me. I think it has to be done before we start the show.
Now you can turn off if Q&A's on, we can turn that off because I just turned that off. What else? We got chat. Chat is on.
It's the three that are shown when you're setting up, which is Q&A, applause, the applause meter, and
okay. I got you. Yeah. Well.
What was the third one, Catherine?
It's two windows open to comment by not turning off showcase and applause apps. So I guess says Tim Longwell says it's difficult to comment because he has to have two windows open because showcase is on and applause apps are on.
Okay.
I'll show.
Let me see if I can get the.
Thanks, Tim, for letting us know.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Appreciate that. Google Effects.
And I'm glad you could join us, Tim.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Tim. Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Okay, well, sorry about that. Okay, so I don't think we didn't do too good on that one, but
for next week we'll get it up and running.
Yeah. So, but anyway,
what's going on with they changed the HOA formats a lot, so keeping up with getting everything running with the comment tracker is one of those things. So we can get everybody's participation going. So now we know.
Bingo. Thank you. That was terrific.
Thank you.
So let's see. Your fans, build your fan base. Okay. So that's number one. You want to build your fan base. So basically, you want to be running like ads, and then number two, and we talked about this last week. Lookalike audiences. Didn't we show them how to set that up last week?
Yes, we did.
You want to create lookalike audiences of your fans. And what you want to do is go for you don't want to go for reach in that. You want to go for similarity. And if you go for similarity, basically, if you can do that with just a limited number of fans. And if it'll go out there and use the Facebook algorithm and basically duplicate the kind of fans that you have on your fan page. So if you have a fairly targeted fan page, even if it's small, it'll go out there and duplicate it, and you'll get about 2 million in that audience on a lookalike audience of your fans. And then I'll show you how you can break that down as we go on. But you can also do custom audiences, and I'm just going to abbreviate this a little bit. But you can do custom audiences, which is your list, your email list. Okay, and you can export that into a CSV file and then upload that into the audience portion. And then you can make lookalike audience of your list. And what this does is this builds from what I've seen and everything that I've seen on this, I've never seen anybody with more than 2 million on a list. So do this. So basically, if you're going to get about a 2 million, and you want to do it for similarities, because you will actually get evidently their targeting is pretty good. Lookalike audience of custom audience, and then fan page targeting. And what we're talking about there is in your niche, there are products, there are gurus or leaders, however you want to list them.
Influencers.
Yeah, that's a good one. Better word. Okay, products, influencers, and companies, magazines, influencers, companies, magazines. I mean, there's just tons of stuff that you can target. But when you're targeting, just remember, you only want to target one audience and one target at a time, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to tell how things are working. And then retargeting, which when you're starting, basically you can just start with the first 5 pieces: your fans, your lookalike audience of your fans, your custom audience, which is your email, your lookalike audience of your list, your email list, fan page targeting for products, influencers, companies, that type of thing, and then the retargeting. But if you get into retargeting, people aren't doing that a lot, so that works pretty good. Okay. Now, the other things, any questions on any of this? Anybody have any questions?
When you ran your ads, how much have you been spending to target your, you said 3,000 people or 10,000?
Well, I mean, it depends on how you're targeting the stuff, because you can go in there and you can, like, if you target, it depends on how you segment your stuff. So if you start with, let's say, for example, if you start with everybody from 21 to 65 plus or 64 plus, I forget what the number is there, then in the United States, and maybe you pick up a fan page that's got 2 million likes on it, that's going to be a fairly large list. But then as you start segmenting that down between men and women, between ages of the men and women, and you can also pick different demographics in there too, if that pertains to what you're doing. So
I would want to pick, I apologize, but
that's okay.
Obviously income sometimes plays a part in what you're targeting, because you want somebody with enough disposable income to purchase.
Right, that's in there too.
Selling. So
that's in there too.
So you can break that out. Say I would want to target people that, say, women with a certain disposable income between ages of 30 and 50, because, and then break it down from there. That might be divorced, single, divorced, or something like that, because they might be dealing with certain issues that I might want to work with. So,
yeah, see, and that's what we're talking about when we're talking about targeting. You're starting to get a little bit detailed in there, and so the more detailed you can get, the more you're going to be able to target those people. And then you can if you're trying to build a list, you can run ads to get your likes from those people. And that's going to be your fan base, and then you can run ads for them going to stuff that you've written on your blog, and by putting that head tag in your blog on, it'll capture those email addresses for those people, and then you can start retargeting them. You can do all kinds of stuff to them. You can send ads specifically to individual people if you want to. Mm-hmm. So I mean, you can really, really get down into targeting on that. So all that's available to you. But the main thing is, I'm just going to kind of show you how you can do some segmenting in here. And what you basically have to do, you asked me about how much you want to spend. What you want to do is it's going to take a little bit of time because there's a lot of stuff to test.
Right.
Okay? But you want to start somewhere. And as long as you continue the process and are testing it, you can get stuff dialed in. So right. if you're spending like about $5 a day, you can do that. If you're more dialed in up, the more you know your avatar, mm-hmm. the faster you can do some stuff. Because if you took what you're doing mm-hmm. and you run a $5 ad and a $5 a day ad, and you start getting a lot of good stuff off that, mm-hmm. then you could spend a little bit more on that. Right. So it just depends. But what you're trying to do with all the segmentation is get down to a very, very precise avatar of who's going to respond to your offers.
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as you've got that dialed in, then you just up it. Mm-hmm. And because you can do these lookalike audiences. Mm-hmm. So once you dial that in, mm-hmm. you can really ramp this up. I mean, you could do a very targeted ad to a couple million people or 20 million people, mm-hmm. So you can ramp it up very quickly, and then you can this will come into where we'll talk about retargeting. But does that kind of answer your question? I don't know.
It does. I'm wondering, for a small business starting out, they need to have some sort of capital for advertising on Facebook now, and that it just is gone is the day of the free advertising. Really, it's just gone because Facebook is no longer free.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: if you think about running any kind of small business, mm-hmm. You're going to have some advertising cost anyway. If you're running a restaurant or if you're running an accounting mm-hmm. deal, I mean, you've got to get out and advertise somehow. So you're going to be running, phone ads. You're going to be running. I mean, there's all kinds of. You got to have some kind of budget. Now you can start totally free and do some other things totally free, and you can even do Facebook marketing free too, and we can do something on that too, and I'll show you that sometime. But we're talking about paid products right now.
Right. Well, I think what I was getting at is that Facebook used to be really a lot more free, but it really has disappeared.
Well, no, it's still free if you go out there and prospect people. I mean, you can do live prospecting of people on Facebook.
Okay.
Okay, and but let me get back to this for a minute because let's
That's
see
what I was wondering.
Yep, you can actually do that.
Okay.
So we're talking about segmenting out your targets, who to target. In other words, when you start segmenting, let's talk about segmenting for a minute. When you start segmenting, segment by desktop, mobile, and if you want to run on the right-hand side, and now this is coming from specifically from some information that people who are doing quite well with this type of marketing are recommending, but I ran across another thing that was talking about this based on the ads that I run. It makes sense to me. Your desktop ads are going to be a little bit more expensive than your mobile ads because of the amount of space it takes. And mobile ads, there's a lot. It's running, I think, about, I don't know, I think you can run the numbers in your ads, but it's running over 50%. It may be up to 65%. So there's a lot of people that you can catch on mobile that you can't necessarily catch on desktop. And then on your right-hand side, you might want to, when you're running likes, you want to segment it out and test all these different things and just run what makes you the most bang for the buck. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. So mobile versus desktop and the right-hand side. So you want to test that. And you want to segment male and female. Okay, because you may have, depending on who you are running, and we're talking, this is about video ads, but it can be about any kind of ad, but who you're running an offer to, females may respond more to it than males do. Okay, so you want to break it down like that, and then you also want to segment by age group. Okay. And you want to think through this stuff, like what Catherine, what you were talking about a little bit earlier, when you were talking about maybe somebody that's divorced with an income of X number of dollars or more, living in a certain area, and has an interest in, something.
Right.
I mean, that's starting to get pretty targeted, because you're not talking about, and you had a specific age.
Right.
35 to 45 or whatever it was, but you want to break your age ranges down by male and female, and within, you may have people that are 45 to 55 that are buying so much more stuff from you that are male or female, or you may find that a particular offer really is attractive to 21 to 31-year-olds, so the only way that you can figure that out and ramp up your stuff is by actually targeting it and doing it and see what's working.
Right.
So you're testing everything. Segment age group. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to try and get it down laser targeted that responds to your offer. So you're looking for a laser response to your offer. Okay. So if you're not tracking, if you're not sending offers and breaking them down like that, you don't know who's responding to your offer. So it's like running just a big offer to a whole lot of people. So typically you want to target somebody in particular, and then you're retargeting. Let's talk about that for a minute. Here's this is retargeting is can really drive your cost down and can drive your profitability up once you get everything drilled in, because you can touch people, you can advertise specifically to people that go to your opt-in page but do not opt in. You can touch people that go to your opt-in page and opt in and go to the sales page but do not buy. And if you'll think about it, when you go out and you're looking at any kind of thing on the internet, if you don't buy it, you'll find a lot of times everywhere you go on the internet that you'll see that ad following you around, and that's a retargeting thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure. I went to one website and I looked at one thing on this one website, and then for 3 weeks, everywhere I went, an ad for that one particular website's products followed me. I mean,
Yep.
it was relentless, and I thought, oh my gosh, whatever they did for their retargeting, whoever's running their website retargeting, they were awesome in their web development for following me. I mean, I don't know how they embedded their cookies into my computer, but it got in deep.
Well, they I mean, but you can target your offer to that based on the action that the person took. So they can make something that would attract you pretty well if they know exactly who you are.
Yeah.
And you can hit the order form but do not buy. You can target that, and you can target people who bought from you but didn't buy the upsell. So
yeah, I mean, I didn't buy anything. I didn't push purchase. But it was amazing. I mean, it popped up on the side on my Facebook page. It popped up everywhere I went.
Yep.
an ad for this this particular product.
Yep.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then anyone that's visited your blog or your website, and so basically we're getting up on the end of time here for today's show. But so basically we're segments. What we're talking about is mobile versus desktop versus your right-hand column, your male versus your female. You can look at CPC versus CPM. Your age groups, which are like 21 to 31, 32 to 41, that type of thing. So that's just kind of that's a quick kind of overview of everything, and then we can get into this in further campaigns if that's something that interests you. But let's see. Let me come back. Okay. Do we have any kind of questions out there? Because we're basically our time is kind of up.
I don't think so. Tim, do you have any questions, Tim? you were
Arizona, come back on. Come turn your screen share off. Come back on if you would.
Okay, I'm coming.
Tim, you were able to type around the showcase in a Applause app or something. So if you have any questions, let us know. I'll put you back up.
Well, let's talk about a little bit. Arizona, you did pretty good on your ads that you ran, right?
345 leads, I think is what it said, which is not bad. I mean, I spent $1.87 on it.
That's awesome for $1.87.
You spent a whole $1.87 to get 345 leads?
Yeah.
Well, I would say that's a pretty good result, isn't it?
I mean, that's a huge return on $1.87. I mean, you can't even buy a cup of coffee for $1.87. I mean, out of 300-something leads, you should probably be able to get at least one person to buy something.
I would hope so.
So anyway, but that's a start. So you've captured those emails. So download those into a CSV file so that you've got them.
All right.
And then we'll go and talk to those people a little bit later too.
I have a question, Tom.
Yeah.
And that is, they say in mass mailing, bulk mailing, way back when, you remember those days?
Yep.
That you could expect a 1% return.
Yep.
So is it the same online?
Now that's why you're testing and tweaking. I mean, how can I answer this question?
What's a 1% return on what? On
like if you do a bulk mailer, you generally get back 1% if you're fairly targeted on it.
Oh,
but on this, let me answer the question like this.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see in your stats on your ads, you'll see your I forget which number it is. It's the click-through rate. It's a percentage, So if you're running 1% to about 10% on your ads, anywhere from 1 to 10% on your ads, anything 1% or over, you're doing pretty good. Okay, so but you can get up to by targeting it, and there's a lot more targeting to talk about if you want to talk about it, because you can get it, you can target it a lot more and keep getting a better laser target into your people, and keep your costs down. And like one of the things that you want, like say for example, if you run 100 leads to a capture page that they opt in, and you've got a sales offer to it, and let's say you run 100 to it and you get 30 leads out of it, so that's a 30% conversion rate on your opt-in, and then you get one sale for $49. Okay, so that if you run the numbers on that, that'll run you about I think $1.66 per lead or something like that. I'm not sure exactly, but you can run a number and just see what that turns out to. But then if you take that and then you get a 50% conversion, okay, then you get 50 leads. You got a $49 sale, and assuming that's 100% profit on that sale, so you've got what's 50 leads for $1 So, I mean, that's pretty good. And then what you're doing is on your back end, you're optimizing your email stuff, and on your back end to bring them back around and sell them too. Okay, so you're gonna basically what you want to do is you want to make your front end pay for your lead acquisition, and your back end is where your money is. So, but the lower you can drive your cost and the more you can up your conversion rates, which is why all the testing is there. And break it down, because I'm looking to deliver a laser target message to the inside of your brain that has you going, yes, I want that. Here's my credit card. And you can do it, but you gotta test it and tweak it. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question? So it's one to about 10% maybe on that part of the ad in. So I don't know anybody that's doing better than that. So 10% is about the upper limit that I've seen. So I think that's a good response. It's something to shoot for, because if you're just running ads out there and it's less than 1%, you're not targeting it well enough. You've got to really take a look at who your audience is. So you got to at least get 1%, and you want to tend more toward 3, 4, 5, somewhere in that range. And if you can get it up to 10%, you're rocking and rolling. If you get over 10%, you're really blowing them out. You know what your number was? It was pretty high, I bet you. If you spent $1,
look,
your total spend was $1.86.
$1.87, something like that.
Total spend. That's great.
How many people did it go out to?
3,000.
That was that ad we set up?
Yeah.
That's great. We'll go look at it after the show. But that's a great return. That's a great return. So we'll see how that works. But anyway, so that's it for today. Unless anybody's got anything else they want to talk about. Super, Arizona. Way to go. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. And comment if you want to hear more about this, because we're gonna ramp this up a little bit more too. So if you want to see it, if you don't want to see it, say it. So hopefully we'll see you next Tuesday at 12 noon Eastern time. Y'all take care and have a great day and have a great week. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.